talk first impressions, specifically first impressions of the new writers taking over season 7 of Tyler Perry's Sistas. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this one, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about how we feel about the premiere episode, about what the writers did thus far, and what we feel about how they might be moving throughout the rest of the season. If you're new here, turn on your bell notification and that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my sisters' content and conversation. And without further ado, my initial thoughts was it was an A. I asked in the title of this video, yay or nay, in reference to the first impressions of this writer and the writers as a whole and the direction that we're taking Sistas, right? But if I'm honest, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other side and say it's a yay. Yes, I did rate this episode a 6 because it was not the best, but it definitely was not the worst. And I understand the challenges that come from a whole group of people now taking over the helm of a show and stories from one person who has been writing for so many characters for 6 seasons. 6 seasons that are 22 episodes each. There was so much groundwork laid in reference to who these characters are, what they have done, and why they have done it. And with new writers coming in with their own creative ideas and their own belief in where certain characters should go, they now have the huge task of trying to figure out how to take the characters where they are and put them on a path to get them where they ultimately want them to go. It ain't easy. So I will say that I commend them for the premiere episode. While it wasn't as exciting as I had hoped it would be, while there was a little bit of continuity issues, while a couple of things were very much so given boring, I do understand how tough it is to take on this job. So shout out to the writer of episode 1, who is Skylar Sanifer. And I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I don't believe that I did, but I'm going to write it in the description box down below so that you know exactly who wrote this episode. And shout out to you, Miss Mamas. This person has been a writer's assistant to Tyler Perry on Fatima, on Tyler Perry's Assisted Living, on various things, and has also written an episode of Ambitions, which was that show that starred Robin Givens. Sexy stuff. Now, I want to take a second to talk a little bit about the differences and the similarities that I'm seeing already within the series. And again, it's only been 1 episode. I do believe, y'all, we do have to give the writers a little bit more time to cook. That does not mean I want you to shy away from jumping in the comment section and telling me exactly how you feel. If you like it, if you hate it, yay or nay, let me know in the comment section down below. But I do think that we definitely have to give them more time to cook. One reason being, episode 1 is only one writer's doing. A writer's room happens where they will break story together. They will have an idea, or they will blue sky the entire season in reference to where they want certain characters to go. But the specifics of how they get there, the specifics of what the scenes are going to be, that is on the writer of that particular episode. And there are 6 new writers in season 7. Some people write in multiple episodes, of course, so we cannot tack what we believe all the writers to be and what we can hope for all the writers to do on one writer from 1 episode. We're definitely going to have to make it all the way through episode 6 before we can make a really well-grounded assessment of if we like these new writers better than what Tyler Perry was putting up before. But again, don't shy away from telling me what you think, because some of y'all's comments have been hilarious. All right, similarities and differences. Ultimately, we still have the same setups. Sabrina is back at the bank, even though we thought that she was going to go to a different branch, so we thought that we was going to get a new bank set up. Danni is still at her house. We're getting a new set with Karen's new salon, and we don't actually get to see her going her home, but she hasn't moved, so we're going to be back at her home as well. The penthouse is still the penthouse, and for the most part, we stick to the very simple formula that typically happens within our series, where they only go to maybe 4 or 5 scenes an entire episode. And for contrast, or just so you can better understand, for typical primetime cable dramas, it's a lot more scenes than this. Power Book 2 Ghosts, I believe I counted one time like 28 scenes in 1 episode, because they was all over New York. They was all over the place. But Tyler Perry has never really done that, and that same thing is carrying on now. We're using the same exact cameras. We have similar camera choices in reference to directorial style. There's very few moments where we get a pan to this, or we get a dolly here or a dolly there, but they're like very small nuance. Like, it doesn't visually look completely different than how things were being shot before. So I think they're still using the same directors and same cinematographers. What's happening that is different on screen that has elevated the look a little bit is that the girls look a little bit more elevated, especially Andrea Barnes, who decided that she was gonna step in season 7. That bandeau dress with the feathers and the fried dye laid to the side with light color. We love that on you, girl. You look absolutely stunning. I think that Karen looks so matronly, so motherly, and respectfully. You big as a house, Miss Mama. There's twins in that belly. I know it. Danni and Sabrina both have various natural braided styles. Sabrina has the faux locks. Danni has braids. So for the most part, things are pretty much still the same. The major difference, which I think makes it feel like the show was moving a lot faster, is that instead of us staying within each of these 4 or 5 scenes for a long period of time, because Tyler Perry will have them talking in this one room for 10 minutes and getting out whatever they got to get out. This time around, it seems like the writers have written in a way where they are constantly jumping in and out of scenes, which makes the episode feel like it's moving a lot faster than it is. At the end of the day, we might have cut 20 times, but we've cut to the same exact scenes. They didn't leave locations. They didn't go nowhere new. They're in the same place that they were when we last saw them in that scene. However, we got a mixture of scenes in between, and we got to see that play out from seeing Karen and Pam at the salon trying to pull it together, then jumping to the bank, and then jumping back to the penthouse, and jumping to Danni, who was in bed, and then she's standing up, and then she's worried about this boy in the bathroom. Like, they're all in the same exact place. We're just going in and out. And also, I think that this is really key and kind of dope because it denotes a change in time, which has always been an area of opportunity for Tyler Perry, because he hovers and he stays and he kind of gets stuck in specific time periods, so that time feels like it doesn't actually move on Sistas, but now time is actually moving. Now, the other difference that has definitely made a big big shock at the start of this episode was getting to see the new Jordan, but I have a whole video about that so that you can go ahead and check it out. Again, drop your thoughts, your first impressions on the new direction that we're going in for season 7 with our writers room, because Tyler Perry is no longer writing these episodes. I cannot wait to hear your comments and your thoughts. Again, put them in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go talk about new Jordan versus old Jordan. Click right here.